Alright guys, thanks for coming to SensePro.com. Today's topics is about body health. We're going to be going over 10 tips for great body health. Number 1 is to prioritize this. Your brain needs your body to be in tip-top shape. And anything less than that is not ideal, and it's just going to make survival in a place where everybody's pushing themselves that much harder. Number 2, I would recommend you get educated, thoroughly educated on just the body. You don't have to be some doctor. Make sure that you understand how your body works. That's the best way to be able to solve problems when they present themselves. Tip number 2 is to make sure you eat right. I like to keep it real simple. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. You can't argue against those. So when that political discussion comes up and people like to shame you for what you eat, we know that our body's designed to produce those. We can tell that by our teeth. Our digestive tract seems to be able to produce meat. So I've concluded that meat, it's a supplemental, slow digestive means of dieting, but it clearly has some effects, mucus, toxins, you gotta cook it, etc. So just be conscious of what you put in your body and make sure you eat right. Drink lots of water. 70% of our body's water. I find that when I overeat, it's because I haven't drinking much water for that day. I find that when I stay hydrated, I don't feel very hungry. Gallons of water, guys. Gallons of water. I don't care if you look like an athlete and it's corny. Drink water. Keep water by you. Learn to love water. I drink as much water as I can. It saves you money too because it's cheaper than food. The next tip I have for you is multivitamins. And life balance is key. It's one of the reasons why I created this program in the first place app. I really wanted to be an app. People can know the reality, but juggling all your hats never gets easier. It gets harder and harder as we have all these demands and social narratives and politics and scandals. So it's just important to always make sure you have balance in every direction. The next tip for you is to exercise. Right now, a lot of people are building muscle. Well, I don't really know what that means. Why do we want to build muscle? I mean, if you're trying to compete in sports, then that seems like you're going to need more muscle to push people around. But really, you want to embrace your nature and make sure your body complements that nature. We have arms for climbing and jumping and running. We can spin and use our hips. We need to be able to stretch and bend. It seems like yoga and calisthenics training and athletic sports are more appropriate means of exercise than lifting a bunch of heavy weights. That's just me. If you don't want to get injured, do a lot of stretching and yoga. If you want to be stronger, repeat the same process over and over a million times. Putting on muscle is gaining weight, and then you need to maintain the energy required to energize that muscle, and it just doesn't make a whole ton of sense to me. So calisthenic training and stretching, lots of stretching, and athletic sports such as basketball, wrestling. The next tip that I have for you is to take care of your hygiene. Your best marketing tool is your smell, your look. That's politics, but embrace politics. They're not going to go anywhere. Take care of your health. Make sure you don't stink. If you eat right, you don't have to use deodorant. If you don't use deodorant, please use deodorant. Brushing. I like to thoroughly brush my teeth. It takes me about 5 minutes from start to finish to brush my teeth. And then I like to keep a toothbrush around me and just hit my teeth throughout the day. Some people are twice a day. A lot of experts recommend twice a day. But yeah, shower, that's good for you. Everybody doesn't need lotion, but hydrate your skin. Water really helps with that. Celery really helps with this. Your hair, celery, I strongly recommend celery, guys. Celery powder, celery smoothies, celery juice, whatever, just gets you some celery. The next tip I have for you is to invest in your essentials. Your back is carrying your entire life, so are your shoes, and when you sit down, your posture determines your productivity in a lot of ways. So make sure that you don't shortcut these things. Everything isn't an investment, but some things are. And then when it comes to your sleep, when it comes to your feet, when it comes to your back, when it comes to your body, you should put these things as priorities, and you should never shortcut these things. Spend the money on the mattress. It's worth it. Spend the money on the shoes. They're worth it. And spend the money on the chair that you're going to be spending your time in all the time, because it's worth it. Next tip I have for you is to keep your hands clean. I recorded this during the coronavirus. This is a prime example of how keeping your hands clean can keep you safe and healthy and eliminate germs. But the reality is if we are taking care of our health in a balanced way, nothing's in my body that is going to interfere with me fighting this infection. So when an infection does get into my body, we got a good, strong, balanced body to protect us and go to war. But we also need to have preventative measures, such as washing our hands, so our body doesn't have to fight such a strenuous war. And then the final tip I have for you today is to get great sleep. I can't stress this enough. We spend 25% of our lives in this hibernating state because we need to recover. And for some people, it's closer to 30, and others even 40% of our lives sleeping. So make sure you embrace that. Make sure you appreciate that. Make sure you invest into that. If you have any questions or concerns, I've got links down below at sensepro.com. Thank you for your support, guys. Let's get this app off the ground. Let's get it launched, and let's start helping people find success in an organic way. Thank you.